Hello and welcome to Cut to Fit Sew Like a Pro. Today I'm going to show you how to remeasure a pair of pants to put a new hem in them. My client, her pants are way too long. This was the original hem. I pulled the stitch out. What I did was press the old hem out so they lay nice and flat. This is the new hem length, so you can see they were way too long. So I marked with my chalk like 1/8 of an inch down to make sure it's a teeny bit longer. I'd rather them be too long than too short. So I'm going to measure from that point. Usually you want to leave at least 1.5 inch, 2 inches for hem. So you can see right here, originally it was a 2-inch hem. So I'm going to give her back a 2-inch hem. So I'm going to measure with my 2-inch ruler and cross mark it, and then I'm going to measure that distance. This is 3.5 inches. So for my bottom, I'm going to measure up 3.5 on the back of my leg and on the front of my leg and mark the 2. And then I just join these two together. That way these pants will be hemmed exactly the way they were originally. So then I'm going to mark it with my chalk. And then I came down that 1/8 of an inch. And if I cut a little bit off when I serge it, it's still going to be the exact 2-inch hem. Now, I made sure that I pulled the lining down, because these pants are lined. I pulled the lining down to make sure it was laying flat. And I'm going to hem the lining the exact same way it was originally. So what you always need to do is pay attention to the way the manufacturer made the garment, and then do the alterations the exact same way. And you will be sewing like a pro. So if I look at this original hem, I can see that the lining is hemmed 1 inch shorter. So when I do my new hem, I'm going to make sure it's 1 inch shorter than the original. In the original pants, it had a thread chain, and I showed it in my other videos how to do it. And then this just have a regular 1/2 inch shirt tail hem. So it's hemmed on the sewing machine. Now the finishes. If you have a serger, go back and re-serge it. If you don't have a serger, you only have pink and shears, use the pink and shears so it don't unravel. Use the pink and shears and then do a stitch like 1/4 of an inch along the edge called a stay stitch. The stitch is going to stay, and that'll help stop the fabric from unraveling. If you don't have a blind hem machine, then do a flat catch stitch. I showed you how to do that on alterations for a skirt. Use that hem. Or you can do a zigzag stitch along the edge, but you want to do some kind of finish stitch along the edge. So after you have these two, I want to make sure that they lined up exactly the same. I'll pull along the top to make sure they lined up. I'll pull along the front of the leg and the back of the leg and the lining. Then it's a good idea just to pin the two together to secure them so it don't move while you're cutting it out. Then after you have the two pinned together, then cut the two together. And not only am I cutting the two of these together, I'm cutting through the lining. And if it's too thick, I'm going to lift it up. So just through the one layer. And then I'll go back, flip this up out of the way, and then go and cut through the other layer. So here my lining is cut exactly the same size, but I'll go back and make sure that it's 1 inch shorter than my finished slacks. Now I will take this and finish the edge and then measure up the 2 inches and then either hand hem, machine hem, whichever way you want to finish it, depending on what kind of equipment you have and what your preference is. Any comments or suggestions, let me know. So go ahead and do those alterations like a pro. May God bless all your sewing projects.